Hey, everybody, welcome to Deep Dive Podcast, episode number two, Jewelry and Apothecary. We have two guests with us tonight. We have Christine from Kilbride's Gothic Boutique, based out of Freelton, Ontario, Canada. She does have it open remotely and has management staff working on her behalf. She sells new and vintage jewelry and makes her own jewelry along with other merchandise. And we have Maeve and Ivy from Bell Book and Bone. Um, At its core, Bell Book and Bone is a story of healing, craft, friendship, and a little bit of well earned magic. So, welcome to the show, ladies. I appreciate you guys being here. I am going to go ahead and get into a little bit more of your history and your bios that you shared with me, and then we're going to chat and we are going to just discuss different things. Um, it is live, so if you guys want to get on your phone and share it out, you're more than welcome to. I always double check it to make sure it's live. It's live. It's there. Anyway, Christine said over 20 years ago, I started freelancing through a local store in my area and held gold parties, etc. What are gold parties?
So basically, they have tables set up with a bunch of their merchandise, and it varies from semi-precious metals and gemstones and like 10 to 14 karat gold or silver, whatever they have.
Okay. Okay. So like vending events.
Yes.
Hi, Misty. Um, Misty is a team member of mine. Um, so Maeve and Ivy are out of Tennessee.
Hmm.
Hi, Myra. They're out of Tennessee, just south of Nashville a little ways. I've been to Murfreesboro, guys, so I've been there
Okay.
um, a few times, actually. Um, yeah, so they are from there. Anyway, okay. Um, After the gold parties closed, she continued to work on her own, always finding a new supplier and her own sources. Entering the market this summer with her own design of custom accessories like chains and beadings. She says, I've always had a flair for opportunities. In my line of work, I connect with so many people. I guess because I'm very creative and inquisitive, it's always been my go to. My imagination doesn't quit. I also work as a contractor for chefs. She's always had a knack for art, whichever canvas she chooses to work on. And also, she was just talking about it. She's done songs and resumes and blogs and books. Um, she has many, many, many different venues that she goes up and down. She grew up in the 80s. Yeah, yeah. And have been very centered around alternative music and the fashion scene, which has always intrigued her. She's got a strong desire for medieval history, which is why she's interested in travel. You and me both, sister. I
Hmm.
love medieval times. I think it was a
Yep.
past life.
Could be.
I think that
Could be.
too,
Hmm.
because the one doesn't line up with the other one at all. So,
Exactly.
um, she feels that art is one of the best ways to express herself, and being able to create and display her work is so gratifying. That is one of the reasons why she's opted to start her own shop. It also gives her personal sense of accomplishment. The focus is more of her own originality versus than trends. And I would guess that Maeve and Ivy, you guys are the same way. You're
Yeah.
more based on your own personal things versus, like a lot of the trends and stuff like that, which is really cool. Um, a lot of the materials that she uses comes from other pieces of jewelry that has inspired her. She creates and designs in her head. So, do you ever draw them down?
I have a basic idea in my head. It's hard for me to really execute the idea on paper, but it's just more of an imagination thing.
Right. Is it the same for you ladies too? Like when you're
Yeah.
painting or
With
creating, it's just a head to paper or head to jewelry or whatever.
yeah, with the jewelry, you just kind of put it together until it looks right, and so I don't really do a sketch or anything beforehand. Yeah.
Right. And then when you guys see that finished product, you're like, that is exactly what I envisioned.
Yeah.
right? I love that accomplishment. That is so cool. Um, she's been true to her own style and individuality for most of her life. She uses existing materials like broken chains, pendants, and incorporates unusual fasteners as a base. Some pieces really challenges her, like Chantelaine's. Did I say that right?
Chatelaine. You know, like the
Chantelaine's.
magazine. That's basically where it stems from.
Okay.
Chatelaine magazine. Yeah.
Cool.
Antique skin pin, or skirt pins, sorry, intended to be used when women's clothing didn't have a pocket. She's obsessed with miniature items, so it doesn't come to a surprise that she wants to mix trinkets with the fashions. It's been a dream of hers for years, especially for visual merchandising. Most of the work has been transferable between paper crafts, scrapbooking, jewelry, and fashion itself. I can use a pen in many ways. She's always looking for new ideas. She likes to make purses, chokers, hats, and other products. Um, if she's curious about something, she will research it until she's familiar enough to work out the details. Some of that goes with everything she does. It's never ending what I come up with. I have the perfect space. It's just a matter of time before the things all start falling into place. That seems like it is a pretty good basis for any business, like all of that big power driven stuff. Maeve and Ivy's bio is a little different, but it's still really cool. She started Maeve started the business in 2020 as a small, deeply personal, creative practice to help her heal after brain surgery. What began as something quiet and private quickly grew into something far bigger than she ever expected. As her recovery unfolded, so did the need for community. Friends stepped Friends stepped in to help her get to events, set up booths, handle the physical demands that healing bodies doesn't always allow. Then came another surgery. So she's had two. During the long, slow recovery that followed, an offhand comment from a neurosurgeon shifted everything. Keeping my hands busy could help form new neural pathways. That insight sparked a second pillar of Bell Book and Bone, handcrafted sacred jewelry. There was something about creating jewelry by hand while sitting in a sacred circle. It was like medicine for her. So she started creating bone and bead jewelry piece by piece. Her focus returned, her balance improved, healing deepened in ways she hadn't anticipated. After years on the road doing fairs and festivals, reading tarot, offering divinations through bone throwing, Bell Book and Bone evolved again, this time into a true partnership. I asked my best friend and sister of the heart, Ivy, to join the business. As an accomplished visual artist inspired by magic and her love of nature, mine too, Ivy crafts are paint and resin jewelry and wearable art, as well as reads Lenormand for our clients. After hours, the magic continues as they team up with PPF Paranormal to investigate what goes bump in the night. She's even made an appearance on Ghost Adventures House Call. It's I have trouble with that word.
Malevolent? Malevolent.
That's it.
Malevolent.
Yeah.
There we
Malevolent.
go.
That's it. In
Perfect.
Murfreesboro, season 3, episode 2. I looked it up today. Together, Ivy and I are two of the three high priestesses in the coven of the Wild Thistle Witchcraft in Murfreesboro. So yeah, like awesome. Myra with Aurora Brothel said, "What a great story! My cats are jumping everywhere. They are being crazy over there." Yeah, both of those are really good stories. They come from really great places and shows how everybody's path can be different, but it kind of leads us into one general area versus, like the artistic side that you guys have and everything like that. Um, is there Maven Ivy, anything that you guys want to add to any of that, or just talk about some things in general?
No, not really. We've got our hands in a lot of honey pots.
Such as, such as.
Doing a lot of like divination and readings. We're doing the Reiki. We're teaching classes and like educating the general public on all things witchy, really.
We just put our stuff in a store. So we're in a storefront now. So Botanica Fortuna in Smyrna, Tennessee. Woot woot. Go see them. So yeah, we're just busy, busy. And then now it's fair and
Fair and market season.
so yeah.
Mhm. Right. Okay. Let's talk about the divination thing for a little bit. For some of us that don't really know, I don't know a lot about it. What does that entail?
So the tarot is your normal tarot reads. I do 5 card pulls, just like probably most everybody. Some people might do like Celtic crosses or whatever. But bone throwing is a little different. It is something that my great grandmother taught me. It was something that I learned just watching her do it. Um, a lot of it was learning the animals and the characteristics of the animals and then translating that into the readings. It's like bones and trinkets and giving them meanings, and then you have a person like a worry doll as the querent, and you throw them and read them as they fall. And you invite your ancestors to join you, and between what the ancestors tell you as you channel them and what the pieces say on the board, you get a full reading, and you can talk about travel, love, finances, work, learning. um
Almost every aspect of your life.
yeah,
It's insane how accurate some of these readings are.
your health. Are people talking about you? um are you too busy paying attention to other people instead of yourself? Like little money, big money decisions, legal matters. So it's just lots and lots of things.
So, when it comes to the bone throwing, I know you said that it deals with the characteristics in the animal and that stuff, but
Mhm.
does it come across similar to tarot cards?
Not at all. It's completely
Not at
different.
all.
It's
Mm.
completely different. Like you'll have a turtle toe bone and a raccoon baculum, which is their penis bone. You'll have 2 or 3 coins. You'll have a doll arm, and it'll tell you a whole picture of something. It'll tell you about travel, like finances for travel is not good, but you're going to take somebody that you love, so it'll still be fun. All from just that
Interesting.
little pile of trinkets and bones.
That's interesting. Yeah. Myra goes, "How much do y'all charge?" I'm like, because I'm thinking that's pretty interesting.
So I
Um,
charge
to be able
$50 for an hour.
Oh,
$50 for an hour, and what
Mhm.
all does that include?
That's for a full reading. So it tells you all your major topics. So love, health, wealth, travel, legal matters,
Okay.
learning, work. What am I missing? I think that's it. That's like all the major topics in your life, plus all of the little juicy details that you might not know that you need to know. And then I channel your ancestors to ask them to tell me all the secret tidbits that might fill in the details.
I'd always tell
So,
clients that bone reading is a little bit more in detail than tarot. So I do think that bone reading will tell you a little bit more than tarot does. Tarot's a little bit more surfacey.
right, right. Okay. Well, that was very interesting to know. Misty, what do you mean by Appalachian?
Yeah.
And she said she's also seen dice with runes used before. Have you guys done any of that?
I have dice in my kit that tell me things like in my bone readings that tell me how long it's going to take or how severe it'll be. They don't have runes on them. I've had those. Those were my great grandma's. They went with her when she passed.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Talk
Okay.
about the history and how you learned to bone throw.
Um, just by watching. I watched my grandma. But when I first started reading, I was reading for church ladies.
I was
So
gonna say oh, gotcha. I would think watching your grandma do it that's something that's been bred into your family
yeah,
for a really
it's
long
skipped
time.
every other generation. So it was my great grandma that taught me, and her name was Elsie, and my first name is Elsie, and now my granddaughter's first name is Elsie. So I'll teach her. So it's something that's just skipped every other generation, but it is an Appalachian thing. So my great grandmother was from West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool. That's what she knew about that, just the culture. Okay.
yeah.
Um, Christine, have you done anything like that?
I have done tarot cards for a long time. I've gotten away from it for a bit, but like now I've stockpiled about 5 or 6 decks. But I touch on all different types of decks. My daughter got me the Dream Tarot, the oracles, I guess, and I have another one I just realized I had, but horror themed, which
Horror
resonates.
theme. Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. And there's another one. It's a miniature witch deck. I have the Barbara Walker deck from when I was in my 20s. Like I got away with from it from a long time, and I didn't keep up with the meanings or anything. So I'm just getting back into it.
Okay. Um, let's see. When it when it comes to your jewelry, Christine,
Hmm.
um, do you say you would? I know you said that you find your own sources and stuff. Do you rather like to go out and like hunt for your own crystals? Do you go to vending shows?
I have my own surplus. Plus, I just stumble upon things by chance. A lot of the jewelry I did get was because of store closure, and I ended up getting a $20 box, probably like 500 chains in there easily, and rings and whatnot. So
And
it's
just
just
stuff that you can repurpose.
yeah,
That
I'm just an
actually is super
opportunist, I guess.
right, right. Um, and so how far is your shop actually away from you?
It's driving distance. It's like 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the weather. So
That's not
yeah,
bad. How
I
many?
don't drive, so I'm actually at the mercy of my friend. She's the one that got me into it. Actually, she's my superintendent, and we became really good friends. And I told her I had this jewelry supply, and I said like it's been a dream of mine for many years. And she said, "Well, there's a booth available." I said, "Oh, that's perfect." She says, "Well, let's go see if it's still available." And I said, "Okay." And I signed up, and it was awesome, and I can afford it.
Nice.
Yeah.
What kind? Because I know Kilbride is it's a gothic boutique.
Hmm.
Um, what primarily? How do I want to say it? Because I don't want to say like focus because it's gothic, but like, is there certain patterns or is it more just super unique stuff that you try to
Yeah.
put in there?
Um, so anything that's like kind of considered like vintage or like it has to have like almost a historical kind of factor to it, I guess. It would be something like you could see in the 1800s, probably, or even earlier.
Oh. Way old school,
Yeah, like
1800s. I
skulls, etc.
Yeah,
Like anything
I actually love the
gothic effect to it.
1800s. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so it's more like
Yeah.
Gothic cathedral and not New Age goth.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
depending what I have, like some of it's hard to tell the difference between. They said doesn't necessarily have to be antique, but they want it to be at least 5 years old, which yeah, absolutely has like 5 years ago. It's been in storage for many years, so I'm just coming back to it now.
Right. Um, how long have you had your business, Christine?
Started in September officially, but I've had my inventory for probably about 10 years at least.
So, relatively new shop,
Yes.
doing well. She was telling me before you ladies hopped
Yeah.
on that it's doing pretty good. And
Yep.
then, when did you guys go into your storefront, your brick and mortar?
Oh,
Well, actually, we've been in a couple of bricks and mortars, and this new one we're in, we've only been in about a month or so.
yeah.
Um,
We were previously in a different one for 2 years.
mhm.
Yeah. We just moved.
I was gonna say, I think I remember reading that you guys did, uh, that you guys had just opened up a new shop. I
Mhm.
do pay attention. I, I do follow. I do pay attention, but
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, we
yeah,
just moved.
cool. About a
Yeah.
month ago, so the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
What what are your guys' goal, uh, like over the next 5, 10 years?
Oh my God, that's a great question.
Wow.
So every time we go, this is probably the worst business model ever. It's always to make our vending money back and to have fun. Because if
Yeah,
I've learned anything, it's that you never know how many days you have left.
Mhm.
And that I get to do this every day with my best friend is a blessing.
Yeah.
And
Some days my payment is just hanging out with my best friend and having experiences, and that's okay because we
right. Because
learn.
it happens. It
yeah,
happens
Mhm.
like that.
I
Okay.
wasn't
What about,
guaranteed to come out of that brain surgery.
oh,
Like
right, for sure.
they told me that and they were like, "You're very sure you want this surgery." And my life was so poor at the time that the only option was yes. So it was a scary decision and I made it and I'm glad I made it because my life did improve. And but having her in my life has improved my life exponentially. And the fact that I get to do these these fairs and I took her to a place called Possum Trot and we watched wrestling in the middle of a field and she went with me and she had fun and that was the payment because we didn't make any money but we laughed our
Right,
butts off. And so sometimes that's our business model, to go try and make our money back, have fun, keep making the jewelry because like my brain is always going to be rebuilding itself. Sitting in a sacred circle and just doing the jewelry is good for me. It's good for my health and hopefully we make some money doing it. People seem to like our jewelry, so we make some money and it goes towards the next event. And
Yeah, right now it's for me, it's more about the knowledge and experience that I'm gaining. But down the road, I would like to start, going to larger events and kind of just keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. This new store that we're in has only been open for a little over a year itself. And so we really would like to
help them
grow
grow.
their store and help grow their clientele. And that would, in return give us some more business too.
right. Mhm. How about you, Christine?
So, like, I haven't touched on the actual jewelry fairs or anything like that yet. I need to grow my inventory a bit and establish my space in the basement where I'm hoping to achieve that. I'm currently a single woman and I don't have a partner in my life, so it's kind of limiting. I don't drive. That's another, obstacle for me. But my daughter's very supportive and she's very idealistic too, and gives me any like advice, I guess, and ideas, and we're both creative as well. So hopefully that'll come into fruition in the next few months.
Perfect. Myra from the Aurora Brothel said she's been through Possum Trot.
That
Like
was
I've
an
been through there,
experience.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Yeah, for
it's
sure. For sure. Let's what okay, let's try this one. What keeps you moving when things are getting tough? Each other.
yeah. So
Yeah, you guys.
she told me the other day, she's like, I'm sorry I was so grumpy the other day. And I laughed out loud because I was like, that was you grumpy?
I thought I was being grumpy, but apparently
No.
she didn't understand. I was being grumpy.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't get that memo. So
You didn't
yeah.
have a tone in your voice to mean you were grumpy.
Yeah, you forgot to tell me. So
Yeah, we just keep each other going.
yeah, we do.
Christine.
I keep my perspective, my goals, my endeavors. I think my one day might be, kind of like a downside, but I think of the bigger picture and I keep my focus on that. Pretty much, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Myra, for joining in. And she said, "Good night, all. This was awesome. Blessed be."
Bye.
I enjoyed this.
Blessed be.
Yeah, she actually has a really cool location, you guys. Let's go check out. Um, let's pop over onto that side of well. Before we pop over to that side, what else, Miss Christine? Do you want to share about your business to let people know more about you and what you do?
So my shop is at Freelton Antiques Mall in Freelton, Ontario. The number is 287 if you happen to drop by. We're currently promoting a 10% discount for the month of February, sorry. Although it's only a few days left. But yeah, if you have a chance to check it out, by all means, stop by and grab a sticker if there's some left. I think so. I put some stickers in my booth for free, so hopefully you can grab one and enjoy the sights.
Perfect. Canada's definitely on a bucket list. I think it would be so
Mhm.
cool to go up there and visit.
Yeah.
How about you, Maven Ivy?
We're at Botanica Fortuna in Smyrna, Tennessee. It's on the second floor, Suite C at the end of the hallway. See Loose for any of your spiritual or ritual bathing needs. We teach classes there. So see her website for classes. If you think of something you want taught, tell us. You can email us at bellbookandbone.com. We do Reiki. She does amazing Reiki.
Do a Reiki. Lenormand is another form of divination that I've been learning to do, and I'm also teaching a class on that. But back to the jewelry, I kind of did want to talk about some of the sourcing on our
Sure,
like bones and flowers and stuff. So we
absolutely.
we try to find as much of our own like roadkill and like whatever we can find
Whoops.
to get to get the bones and so it's like it's anything that we find that has died of natural causes.
I have a garden full of things just waiting.
Yeah, and for me, I'm more about like picking the plants and stuff. And so I grow my own plants and I'll harvest them and then dry them and press them in order so that I can put them into my jewelry. Um
I'm the bone person. So I'm the one that like has the bird feet and all of the bones and all of the things that go on the earrings. So,
yeah, and I'm kind of more into like the insects and flowers.
but she will go with me to get bones. She pulled a wagon down the road to help me get a cat.
It was so gross.
Oh man. What? Misty says they are tied together. You can tell they really are each other's twin souls. And
Oh, I told you
that's
that.
for you kids.
I told her that.
That's so sweet. Thank
And then
you.
my brother must be on. Hi Tim. Because
Hi,
she's
Hi,
like, hey
Sarah.
Tim.
Tim. Okay. So your jewelry, Ivy, is kind of along the lines of more resin based. Is that right?
Yeah, a lot more resin, and flowers and insects and stuff encased in resin.
I bet those are really pretty. My daughter does
Yeah.
resin too.
Oh,
I'm always looking at her going, oh,
my favorite thing is cicada season, because when the cicadas come out, that is just, it's free jewelry. And so you get the cicadas and you dry them out, and the wings make beautiful, beautiful jewelry.
wow, that that is quite
Call her.
interesting. I
Strange,
know.
yeah.
I may have to come through and visit your
It's really
shop.
pretty. It is pretty. Once it's done, it's pretty. But when she's doing it, I'm like, I'm gonna go play with my bones.
Yeah, I'll just go play with the bones. I'll just go play with
Yeah.
the bones. Christine, do you have any questions for Maeve and Ivy?
Um, what's a sample of like your trinkets? Like, are they personal things like that people bring to you? Do you supply them?
So when I'm teaching a bone throwing class, I do have bone kits that I supply, and they typically have 2 or 3 bones and like a button, a thimble, a little worry doll, a wood disc, a pearl. What else do I have in there?
Yeah, she's got like a bunch of like random objects that have like set meanings to them, but most of her trinkets are just random things that she's collected over the years, or
Okay.
things that have been given to her, or
Were my great grandma's. I
yeah.
have a lot of my pieces are from her old kit. So,
Oh,
and then I have pieces people have given to me, or pieces that I've collected myself. Pieces that I've been at like thrift stores or consignment shops that have called to me, and I've been like, oh my gosh, I have to have whatever's in that box.
Like she's got this one piece that we found in a haunted house, and
Hate that piece.
I thought that it was from her bone kicks. It was just like a random object in the haunted house. And I was like, oh, this must be yours. So I handed it to her. I was like, I think this is part of your bone kit. And she said, well, I guess it is part of my bone kit now.
Hmm.
Um,
I've thrown it away twice, and it shows back up in my bone kit every time.
mm.
Like I close my bone kit, put the top on, put it in my box, close my box, and then shows back up in my box. And I've left it in another location.
it's her haunted trinket.
It's my haunted trinket.
Would
It
you
likes the bone box.
recommend items? Sorry. Would you
Um,
recommend?
yeah, thimbles, pearls. Um,
Give them an example of like what those mean.
so a pearl I have for loyalty. Thimbles or work or learning. I have like a steel thimble for work, and a brass one that's softer for learning. I have a coin for big money. It's funny, it's a Canadian coin. It's for big money decisions, and then I have a smaller coin for small money decisions. I have a doll leg for travel. I have a doll arm, a glass doll arm that is for reaching out for help. Um, I have a roadrunner. I have a little pendant that looks like a roadrunner that shows whatever direction he's running towards. He's running towards either, it depends on if trouble's on that side. That means you could be running into trouble, or you're running towards help. If it's running towards what I would consider help, which would be like a fire pin. I have a pin that it represents like firemen. So they would represent help or helpful people. Or trouble would be the chaos. I have a monkey that's carved out of a peach pit, so he would represent chaos and trouble. So you would be running towards trouble if your roadrunner was running towards him. So I have a teapot that represents gossip. So just lots of little pieces.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
That is
like,
interesting.
would you just throw these to like a table, and like, would they all just show up?
I throw all of them. I have about 200 pieces in my kit.
Oh,
And I shake my bowl and I dump my bowl out and I stir it 3 times, and then I read everything.
okay.
everything has two sides. So if every side is marked, if the sides that are marked are up, it means they don't want to talk. So even that means something.
Interesting. Very interesting. Ivy, Misty asked if you had any dragonflies.
I don't have
Or-
any dragonflies, but I am obsessed. I don't wonder where I could source some dragonflies.
I'll buy you some for Easter.
Okay.
I've seen them in an antique store that they're on display in a frame, but you could probably consider that.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
They have
Thank you.
tarantulas and everything.
There you
Scorpions.
go.
If you want
She
to go
does
down
not
that
at the
road.
moment. She does not at the moment, Misty, but she's going to work on it.
Yeah. You can find all kinds of stuff on eBay.
Yeah, for real.
Hmm.
You ladies have any questions for Christine?
No, but I definitely want to see some of your artwork. I'm very interested in the medieval, I forget what you called it, but
Oh, the
you know the
chatelaine?
thing, the yes.
Yeah.
On your chatelaines, do you have any, like, do you put useful objects at the end of them?
So essentially what they were for is like almost like a kilt pin, but they would have little things attached to it like a pencil, a notepad, scissors, things that you could not put in a pocket because like back in the day, women were considered witches if you had things in your pocket and they thought they were like something to be like carried like evil. So yeah, they were tied to witchcraft. So they did not have pockets, so everything was out in the open.
Oh, okay.
So
So you
chatelaines.
couldn't hide anything. I
Right,
see.
No
exactly.
hiding.
That's
Yeah.
very cool.
Mhm.
I'd love to
That
see
might
that.
actually be something good to do on your page is put out something every now and again, like to let people in more on those. Because, yeah, I really didn't know what a chatelaine was. Didn't even know how to pronounce that. But anyway, thank you all for joining in. We are visited tonight by Christine and Kilbride's Gothic Shop, Gothic Boutique, and then Maven Ivy from Bell Book and Bone. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, and we will ask, or I'll ask, and they can answer. Um, any other questions that you guys have for each other? No?
No, it
Okay.
was a pleasure.
It would me too. I
Perfect.
was really excited to hear that you guys are going to join.
Let's go in a little bit different direction. And I
Yep.
know the answer from Maven Ivy, but I do not know from Christine, although I think I know the answer because of how she has answered some of the things. But do you go out and do any paranormal investigations?
I have in the past. I'm starting my own group. I haven't got the people yet, but I also run the page Ghosted as well as Halloween 365. I'm all over. But yeah, I'm looking for people in my group. I need a film crew as well for another project that I want to film local area history. Some things tied to the paranormal and darkness and like some of the situations that occurred. I know we have a hotel that they used to perform abortions in.
Oh,
There's another one where there was a fire and 400 people perished. We have a lot of history in our area, so if you're ever interested in coming up to Canada, let me know and we'll help you out.
Very cool.
okay. So there, you heard it, guys. If you're in the Ontario area, um, you can hit her up, and sounds like she might want to get back into some ghost hunting. On any investigations that you have done, was there any that was like stuck out in your mind more than any other
Yeah,
one?
well, I've had some of my own experiences without even being on an investigation. Just personal situations where I used to live. Like 2 years ago, I moved from a bachelor apartment to here. But there's a lot of dark history in that place. They used to have dog fights, people died, there's people selling drugs, murders. all sorts of stuff going on. I know that the lady next door to me died. She had an overdose, and that was like within the first year I moved there. Some crazy stuff.
which dealing with that on a daily basis would probably limit my paranormal investigations for a while.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Ivy Misty said Caroline Biological Supply might be a spot to get them for live dragonflies.
Caroline Biological Supply. Okay.
Caroline Biological
Lots of
Supply.
ones.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
She's there. Yeah.
Just writing it
I'm
down.
writing it down.
Yeah, no, you're good. So you said Carolyn, sorry, I was on that comment stuff. Christine, that you are looking for a film crew
Yes.
up there around near you to come do some history project. Is
Mhm.
that something that you are going to put out? Is that something that's like a televised type of, that would be televised thing? Or
Yeah. So way back, somebody hosted like a ghost tour in the area. I thought, like I wouldn't have to pay for something like that because I'm really good at research and I know the area fairly well. So I said, like, oh, why don't I just do my own ghost tour? So I called it a haunt walk and I did 6 locations and my daughter made a pamphlet for it. And so I put this together and I had all the information on it. So I said, well, why couldn't I film it? I think that would really go well because we have a local television channel called Rogers Cable, and I thought, like, if we could get sponsors or like even like grants, we could have somebody film it, and I think it would take off really well. Uh, yeah, there's like I said, the hotels and the park nearby. Just so many facets to this. It would go well.
and definitely make for different episodes for sure.
Yes, I want to do 1 hour long session for the hotel and the park. Um, all of this is within walking distance of my apartment. I live in a house and I'm only like steps away from all these places.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Well, I hope you get what you need on that. That sounds
Thank you.
awesome. That sounds awesome. Okay. Maven Ivy. Who is PPF Paranormal?
That is our friend Regina Weaver and her crew.
And what does PPF stand for?
Now that you asked, I have no idea.
I don't know. Of course.
I'm
Okay.
assuming one of the P's is paranormal.
Yes. Now that you
Okay.
asked, I cannot tell you.
Yeah, that's all right. So how often do you guys go out on investigations with
Not as
them?
often as I would like.
We went out probably 3 or 4 times last year.
Yeah.
Um, we've done like an opera house that's close-ish to here several times. So that was a really cool place.
We have works to do a rescue squad building.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a new, never before explored location. So that'll be fun. Yeah.
And squirrel. That thought just went away. Boop. Mm, because I
Regina
jumped
at
ahead.
PPF Investigations is local, and so she'll let us know if she's got like a little investigation going on. Just invites us along, and she's got all the good equipment.
Yeah.
So you guys don't ever venture off on your own to do an investigation.
No,
No.
really by ourselves. We more do like house cleansings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I was looking up. There's a old Southern plantation in Nashville that I've been to once. I would like to go back, and it's the Belle Mead. Have you guys been there?
Oh, we haven't been there, but well,
Uh,
have you
I've
been?
been there, but we haven't investigated
Yeah,
there.
haven't investigated there, but been
I haven't
there.
investigated there either, but let me tell you, the day that I walked through there, I was like, I don't know what is going on here, but it was crazy. And that was many years. I mean, that was like in the 90s. That was many years before I got started into doing paranormal investigations. But it was one that I would really actually like to go back and get into because it's a beautiful place. But
Hmm.
once you get out, like at the horse stables and over on the slave homes and stuff, the vibe changes so much in
Yeah.
that area. Um, so let's get into the big question that anybody who's been here from the beginning is probably wondering: how did you end up on Ghost Adventures, House Calls?
So my friend actually owned the house, and somehow we had been investigating the house, and she mentioned that I do bone readings, and I had done a bone reading for the house, and that several of the spirits had come through the bone reading and were not super fond that we were there. So they were very interested in the fact that I had done the bone readings and asked that I come to be on the show. So they did this huge introduction for me, that I was a psychic, and which I am, and just blew it out of the water. It was a huge, wonderful introduction, and then had me on the show maybe 3 minutes. And the one blip of me was of me rolling my eyes. But they had her standing out in the cold because I don't drive. So she drove me.
Yeah.
So they made her get out of the car. They made us switch clothes because they liked her clothes better. So they made us swap clothes.
They made us swap clothes, and then I was standing out in the cold, and the part that she was rolling her eyes at, they came in with these crosses, and they had these big like metal crosses in their hands, and they're like, the power of Christ compels you. Like they were really going hard with it, and so she's just like, oh my gosh, this, I was a little extra.
So and they cut most of me out, except for I guess they had to have one piece of me in there because they did the intro, and it was me rolling my eyes.
Wow. Wow.
You didn't miss much.
I mean,
I'm
that
a terrible actress.
well, that doesn't surprise me because of whose show it is. Not giving him props or anything like that. I don't want to get sued or whatever. Um, but I've always heard that the team members and everything are like super nice. So that throws me a little bit. Interesting. But you got your 3 seconds of fame in an episode. That's cool. I
It
mean,
was fun. I learned a lot.
yeah.
She learned a lot what the back of
Were
a
you
film truck looks like.
oh right? And watching the videos and stuff. Sometimes that's actually just as fun to sit and watch the videos of stuff that's happening or not happening. Um, so Maeve, were you with them during the entire episode?
Yeah, I was.
And they
Yeah, I was definitely a skeptic before I went to that house. I was just like, I don't know about all of this. We'll just see what
Totally haunted.
happens. 100% haunted. Like, by the time I left there, I was like, oh, wow, a whole other door has just been opened for me. And now I can't stop investigating.
Yeah. I'm really glad they tore that house down.
oh well that's good. That's good. Um Christine, when did you go from, or maybe you still are, skeptic to a believer? Like, was there anything that I mean, I don't know. Maybe you are still a skeptic. I don't know. Like, let's
I
get
have
into
never
that.
been a skeptic. I've always been intrigued by it. I've always been fascinated just because of like growing up in the 80s, the goth thing, and it always drew me to the dark side. And I just had a natural inclination to it. But then I discovered like some of the stuff was actually real, and I had my own experiences, and it just surprised me like that I actually had my own stories to back it up. I actually have some videos online to show you guys later. My neighbor, who's actually my ex's sister, we were living in three condos next to each other, and she moved out for a few months. And we went to the basement and checked her yeah, thermostat, and the digital reading, we actually spoke it down to 66 degrees. We said, can you bring it down to 66 degrees? And it actually happened. So yeah, we've got footage of that. So pretty
That's
cool.
cool. That's cool. Maeve, I'm guessing you've always been a believer.
Yeah. When I was little, my grandma tells the story often that I used to roll a ball with a little ghost boy.
He was your
So
friend.
he was my friend.
Yeah.
So
Did he roll the ball
Interesting.
back?
rolled the ball back. Used
I
to
was
just
gonna say, I
play
figure um,
ball with him.
from what you have been talking about and everything that you've been brought up with, that you've always been a believer of it. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually cool. Let's see. Anybody in the audience out there that's watching us have any questions for either of any of these ladies? Feel free to ask in the comments. This will be a good question while we're waiting for you, Maeve. Um, how did you test your first idea? Like when you learned how to throw bones and you learned tarot and stuff like that. Um, how did you come about making the decision that you're going to have a storefront? You're going to put this out there. This is who you are. This is what you do.
I I don't know actually. I just said I was going to do it. I said it's time to share. I read for somebody that really needed it and it made a big difference in their life, and they were like, you should share this with more than just family, because up until then that's who all I read for. And so I
That's
did.
perfect. Perfect. Um, how about you, Ivy, with the stuff that you do, like the resin insects and the resin flowers and your art and that stuff? Because I know you've brought it into the shop where you're at now, but
Yeah.
when you were first playing around with those ideas, what did who did you go to maybe get feedback to see if it would be a good thing, or did you?
I found a lot of inspiration online, but for mostly it was just kind of like experimenting until I figured out what actually worked. I didn't have a lot of people to bounce it off of at all. It was just kind of like, whenever you make something and then you show your family and your family is like, "Oh yeah, that's amazing," it's
Like, no, be honest. If you don't like it, tell me. I'm okay.
Right.
Yeah, so I had to kind of take it to market to really get like real um responses and feedback.
Right. Perfect.
We're still
Um,
doing that.
awesome. Pocono Regional says hello. Sorry, they're late to the party. Um, how about that same question for you, Christine?
Could you rephrase the question again?
Yeah. How did you test your first idea in the real world
Um, I
on
just didn't
any of
want to
the
be like
things that?
anybody else. I think that was half of it, because I was kind of a loner when I was in school, and I just started doing my own thing and just I felt more comfortable in my own skin that way without trying to compete and compare with other people. So I just kind of fell into my own, I guess. There's no other way to explain it, I guess.
Perfect. Um, Misty asked if you have a website um, for your stuff or to buy from, and you said it was Bell. Okay, I just
I just have an email. It's bellbookandbone@gmail. And then we're on Facebook.
so find Bell Book and Bone on Facebook, Misty.
Mhm.
Um, and then, do you, Christine, have a website?
Um, my ghosted page has ghosted. I will link that to you later. I have Instagram and all the other sites too. I'm just starting to establish the base right now because of the actual growth that it's having. As of late, I have reached 5,900 followers recently, so it's just hard to
Woohoo.
keep up with right now.
Right.
Nice.
So
Good
for your
job.
shop, though, do you, um, is there a website for that, or
It's just Freelton Antiques Mall in Freelton, Ontario. There's basically the website. If you look it up on Google, that's what you'll find. I don't have
so
my own
the
personal email for that shop yet. I'm working on a
okay,
website for my own
okay.
supplies.
So I think we mentioned it before. She might actually drop some of her stuff that she's doing on her Kilbride page, so then you guys can see that as well.
Hmm.
Pocono asked, "Have you ever done a reading that scared you?"
I have. I was doing a reading for a lady that was in Japan, and I saw something in the window behind the board, and it was a face, and it hit me so hard that it gave me goosebumps, but she stopped me from doing the reading, and she said, "Well, I feel something. What's wrong?" And so she felt it, and I felt it, and it wasn't the content of the reading, it was the fact that not only did, like, her ancestors show up, but so did a spirit that was so strong it manifested itself. So, yes,
That's spooky.
I have scared myself.
Yeah,
That
that's
sounds scary.
that's spooky. Spooky. Okay. Wow. Any other questions, guys? All right. So, Christine, you are Kilbride's Gothic Boutique.
Hmm.
You are, is it Kilbride's on Instagram?
Yeah, KI77BRIDE because Kilbride was taken. Um,
KI77BRIDE on
yeah,
Instagram. Ghosted on Facebook. Um,
yeah.
YouTube, TikTok.
I have YouTube. I have TikTok. I'm just starting to get these sites going.
Okay.
I have so many pages that I'm trying to work all in one. So I've got Halloween 365 on Facebook, Ghosted on Facebook, Kilbride Mesmerized, among others, if you can believe it. And I've got the YouTube channel. I've got Ghosted on there. I've got TikTok and Instagram, and my Gmail account as well, which I will tag you later.
Misty asks if any of you three believe you are currently being haunted by anything. I think that's what she meant.
I think my great grandma haunts my house, but she can stay.
I believe I have a visitor here, but I haven't been able to contact them. I know there's an orb floating around my area pretty much all the time. Um, I had a feeling when I moved in because of the age of the house. It's actually over 100 years old right now. So I feel like the area itself too has an old neighborhood. It's a century
Mhm.
home, but that's another project in the future, I guess. Trying to grow a team, so hoping to touch on that eventually.
Ivy?
I don't really see and experience a lot of spirits myself. Um, I do think that there is some kind of entity in my house because of like lights randomly turning on and off and stuff like that. But yeah, my examples are pretty limited.
Perfect. Okay, Maeve and Ivy, you guys have Facebook? Do you
Yes.
have
We've
YouTube,
got
Instagram?
Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram.
All at Bell Book and Bone. All of it.
All of it is Bell, Book, and Bone. It's the same. That's what I started doing. Tried to start doing them all the same. So then I just got to tell everybody, this is it. This is it. Yeah. Because as you know, when you guys get many, many, many pages, it's hard to keep them separate. And I had a website that I had paid for with my jewelry. And since I still had an account, I flipped it over to Paranormal Girls, but I don't have a website built up for it yet. And he's like, you don't need all that on there. And I'm like, yes, I do, because I need to keep it all uniform. It all needs to stay the same. That way, when people go on it, they know that it's the right place. So,
Yep.
Misty says, once again, twin souls. You guys, yeah. Anything else? Any last questions you guys have for each other or from out there in the group or anything you guys want to say?
Thanks
I would
for
love to
having
swap
us.
stickers with you ladies. I
Yeah.
know we already swapped with Brenda, but yeah, I have some stickers. I've got 2 clients right now. I'm going to incorporate more in the future. But yeah, I'll
That
send
would
you
be
guys
fun.
a link. And,
Yeah, we'd love to
I'm
send you
up for
some
sticker
stickers.
trade too.
Yeah.
yeah,
We love sticker trades.
we love it.
We do.
We do. We love sticker trades. Yeah. All right. Well, if nobody has anything else to say, I appreciate you 3 ladies for taking your time out of your Wednesday and being on our show. We look
Absolutely.
forward to having you guys back in the future when things kind of calm down, when I am able to start booking again. Or who knows, there might be another topic come up
Yeah.
that you'll want to be a part of. Anyway, thank you guys so much. We will be back. Oh, this Saturday I have a podcast with Matthew Willis. I will be over on his podcast. Sunday we'll be back here with Deep Dive Haunts, Rails West Depot, and then the Wednesday after that I think is Empirical Paranormal. It's kicking off the busy season. But anyway, y'all hang tight with me really quick. Thanks, guys. We will see you
Bye.
next week on Deep
Thanks for
Dive
everything.
Deep Dive Podcast. One moment.